What's up, fam? Yes, y'all. Hope y'all Sunday was blessed. How was everybody doing? Good. Now, what am I going to be talking about today? Well, I got my person I want to tribute to today, my black individual, being that every day is Black History Day. Every day of the year. It's not just in February, family. It's every day. Okay? We make this a habit, uplift each other, and basically just support each other in every possible way we can. And here today, I'm giving a tribute to this young fellow right here, Jason Wright. Now, a lot of you sports people may know who he is. Okay, Jason Wright. Let's read a little bit about him. August of 2020, he became the president of the Washington football team, making him the National Football League first black president ever at the age of 38 years old. Okay. And also, he's the youngest president of an NFL team. So, on that note, got to give him an applause. He paid his dues. He's intelligent. He understands the game. He knows how to direct. Now, he himself has played 7 years as a running back between three different teams. Okay. So, of course, he learned his stripes. All right. So, the Atlantic Falcons, Cleveland Browns, and Arizona Cardinals. These are the three teams he played for in the NFL for 7 years, which gave him the knowledge and understanding, okay, and being able to hold down his position as president. Okay. This is who I'm tributing today as far as my black excellence. Okay. Now let me also add, because somebody had tried to make it appear as if I am being racist because I am tributing black people in their success. I don't see a thing racist with that. Matter of fact, I think that's what we need to do more of, all of us. That's uplifting by pointing out a young man at 38 years old. You know where he could be doing at 38 years old? There are people out there today that you and I know at 38 years old that are doing some junk. So why not we uplift each other by letting everyone know with our small platform that positive people like this right here should be looked at in an uplifting way. So to that individual, I don't even know the guy's name, but whoever you are and where you crawled from under, saying something like that, back at you, chump. You know what I mean? Now, um, today we're going to talk about recognizing and understanding a bully. That has a lot to do with what's going on today. Recognizing and understanding the bully. Now, a lot of you may not have been bullied in your time, okay? But I'm here to tell you, it is not a good feeling. I've been bullied, all right? And I understand the ideology of a bully because after I've been bullied, I realized that I am able to defend myself, and I almost became a bully. Yeah, because I knew I could fight. So that empowered me to literally, if there was somebody I didn't like, that I would kind of be a little aggressive or more aggressive than I should be with them. And the ideology, you have to understand the ideology of a bully. Now, ask me today, do I still consider myself a bully? No. Nope. Before my children were born, I fixed that within me. I had to take a real good look at me. So I understand both ends of it. Now, the bullying end makes no sense. That's the stupidest idea that I've ever had in my life. Growing up, trying to figure out what type of man I needed to be, or thinking or making the mistake that was trying to prove that I was a man, is to try to be dominant over somebody else that was weaker or smaller or just somebody you didn't like. That is just way wrong, wrong, wrong. I don't care how you slice the pie. It's wrong. All right. Now, the reason why I want to talk about the bullying today is because we are looking at a bully right now in the world. We used to talk about him, but now he's actually in action, and that is Putin. Now, we've seen many bullies here in the United States. Like I said, growing up, you probably have experienced a couple of bullies in your time. And if you still feel like that you are being bullied, the only advice that I think the logical and scariest advice to give you to deal with a bully is to stand up to the bully. Every bully that I ever stood up to, even though if they beat me, they respected me at the end, and they never came at me again. They never came at me because they knew that I would be that guy that would fight back, even if they beat me the first time. But the second time, it would be a bit different because now I've gotten to know the way that he battles. So therefore, I'm gonna try to critique having to battle with this person a second time or a third time or whatever, however many times it takes. I'm gonna critique it each time, and I'm gonna make adjustments within me so he does not get the better hand too much over me. But I never had to really resort to that no more than about 2 times with a bully. The first time I guess they thought it was a fluke, but the second time was a definite, you can't really beat me. And that's what you have to do. And you can take that concept and apply it in life, period. In any walks of life. What we're experiencing right now is the biggest bully that we've ever seen since Hitler. Yeah, and that's Putin. Now, we've seen bullies here in this country. Matter of fact, Trump is a bully. He's bullied his way through business because his father taught him how to. And he bullied his way by dealing with people. And he recognized not just bullying them, that money would get them to do anything that he wanted. Not that they was getting paid 100%. They're not going to get all their money, especially if it was like half of the money up front and then the other half on completion. They will never see that other half on completion. That's the type of bully he was. He was the type of bully that will sit down and make a deal with you on paper and renege on that deal, and you can't do a dag-nabbit thing because he considers to be a rich individual. So you taking him to court, your money would run out before his. Pretty much. That's how rich people win their battles in court. They either can pay people off or they'll just keep going back and forth with all these lame excuses to keep coming back to court and stretch it out long as they could so your money would run out. These are financial bullies, political bullies. There's bullies everywhere. We teach our children not to bully, right? And I taught my kids growing up that if someone was to pick on you, I got your back. But until I can have your back, you better rip their face off if they put their hands on you. Now, a lot of Christians are going to say, no, don't tell your kid that. Well, I'm not that type of Christian. I'm a warrior. That's where it comes from. The warrior background. God has warriors, and I am one. And I teach my kids to be warriors as well. But not to be bullies. But know how to fight these bullies. Understand why these people are being bullies. We have to understand and recognize. First, you have to recognize a bully when you see one. Now, a lot of these bullies, they don't wise up. They realize that they probably can't match you physically. So they had to outwit you. They have to get on your better side. Make you feel like that you're obligated in some type of way. Like maybe they own some property or business or something. You have to work for them in a way. and they'll bully you financially. Here you go busting your hump, trying to make ends meet. And they know it. They got all your information. And then they choose when to pay you after all of your hard work, or change it when it's time to be paid, or don't pay you at all. Come up with some lame excuse to let you go after you put on all the work, especially if you're a contractor. Trump has bullied so many Hispanics that way. And then a lot of the Hispanics, still 30 some odd percent of them still voted for him. See, those are the ones that just like the percentage, I don't know how many percentage it was of black people that voted for Trump. I really don't know. But I do know this, that those people, they don't care. All they look at is dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills can buy their soul. They let that be known. Black and brown people, not all of us though. I just had a conversation with a partner of mine, and we were talking about the future of business. If we was to really get it and make it to the top, there are certain things that I would and would not do in business for money. All right? Now, I recognize something though. Everybody doesn't think like I think, and I respect that to a degree. And I don't want everybody to think like me, because I wouldn't be an individual then, right? But I think this way for a bigger purpose. I'm in this simple position that I'm in for a bigger purpose in my life and who I may reach. Just like I'm talking about bullies today. Recognize first off the way that a bully thinks. Now, these are the telltale traits of a bully when you see them. For example, if there's somebody bigger than you in size and weight, and they're very popular, maybe in school or in college or in business, and they have a very proud personality, so proud that they feel as if when they take a dump, it don't stink. That's the type of proud, like their God gift to the world. When you see that type of mentality in a person, it's a good chance that they might be a bully. Now you got to see how they operate and how they respond to different things and different people. Most times a bully won't mess with somebody they know for a fact is bigger and greater than them. They won't even attempt it, but they have to feel close to that person that they can't be. And that's what gets them going in the first place, because they wish to be in the shoes of that person and they can't. So they're going to try to impose their will on somebody who is smaller, that weighs less, that don't have as much money or popularity. So they're going to impose their will on a person like that in hopes of that the person they inspire to be like can look at them and say, pretty good, buddy. Not bad. Like the way you dealt with that. But they bullied that other person that is smaller, that don't have as much money or popularity. They bullied that individual, and then when they get away with that and get patted on the head for it, they continue to become bigger bullies. And then people seem to follow it because they follow the bully because they're afraid of him. Isn't that what gangsters do? And thugs in the street and thugs in the neighborhood? They want you to fear them by their actions. They don't have to be big people, but their actions. They will shoot you in the face at the drop of a hat because they want you to fear them. And they'll fight you. Some bullies will fight you and fight you pretty hard too. Not that they really know how to fight that good, but they will test it out. They got to test you first. And if you don't stand up to them, then you're a victim. And I'm telling each and every one of you, don't be a victim to a bully. Don't be a victim. Be victorious over a bully. And the way you be victorious over a bully is to stand up to them, no matter what walk of life they come from. You ain't even got to speak the same language. You know a bully's actions when you see them. They don't have to speak English like we speak. It's their actions. See their surrounding, their situation, their lifestyle. That's how you recognize a bully when you see one. It's easy. It's easy to spot them. And a lot of bullies are short. Yeah. They're not all big people. Because if you look at the size difference between Putin and Trump, who do you think is the bully between the two of them when they're together? Do you think it's Big Trump? Because Trump is like a 6'2", 290-pound man or something, right? And Putin is like 5'10", maybe 160 pounds, maybe. But who do you think between the two of them guys, who bullies who? Big Trump or little Putin? Because Putin will tell you, don't let size fool you. I'm a bad mother, shut your mouth. That's what Putin will tell you. Trump is only going to bully the people that he know that he's bigger than here in this country. But outside of this country, another example, Kim Jong-un. You think Trump went over there and tried to bully him? Little 5'4" Kim Jong-un? No, he did not. He went over there to admire and shake his hand and tell him, oh man, I love you. We love each other. Writing me notes like that. That's beautiful. Then he came over here to us bragging about the love notes that he got with his new friend, Kim Jong-un. Or Kim Jong-un, whatever you want to call him. Trump wouldn't dare try to bully him because he know that little crazy man ain't scared. He's crazy enough to commit hawakazi, or whatever it's called, suicide type fighting back. That thing. Trump knew that. So he respected that man to the highest. Next to Putin, of course. And I bet you Putin had Trump jumping through hoops the whole time. It's like, what kind of information do you have for me now, Mr. Trump? And Trump was like, well, I went through the papers and I got all of this stuff here for you, sir. And I will have it shipped to you as soon as possible. All of our secrets that he can even understand, because he don't read that good. He don't read that well without somebody straightening it out, fixing it for him. Not that I'm the greatest reader in the world. All right. I can be your president if y'all pick Trump. Yep. I'll tell you, hold on, I ain't finished reading this here. But it says here that you and United States, yeah, I'll make you wait. And then if I don't understand it, guess what? Hold on, I got to read it again. Yeah, and if you in the United States of America, yeah, make you wait. And then I'll come to my conclusion once I get a full understanding of it. At least I'll do that much. Trump wouldn't read nothing. He had everybody tell it to him. That's the type of bully he was. He paid for people to do things for him. Probably had somebody wipe his butt after he take a dump. Probably paid somebody for that. I don't know. I'm just saying. He's that type of bully here in the United States. But I bet you Putin had him around his finger like a little piece of thread, telling him he better do this and he better do that. And Trump came out of Helsinki with his head down. I said it the other day. His head was down low, looking defeated, looking like he was afraid of something. Something went on in that conference that we will never know because the transcripts are scrapped. And there was only two other people in there with him, was Putin's translator and Trump's translator. So there was only 4 people in that room with these 2 power presidents, which is way wrong. You never have a conference with a power, another power leader like that. Never. That's the first. He did create a whole lot of firsts, but they were negative. They were negative. Was nothing good about the things or the way he ran this country or his administration for that matter. And before he became president or the way he ran his business, there was nothing good about it. All right. He was a bully. Those are the signs of a bully. We learned that in grade school. We can see with our own eyes. We see exactly how a person responds to people. If you was to become rich overnight and you shrug your nose at people who you know that's just fans and ain't really rich like you, which the fans made you rich, and you snub your nose at them every time they ask you for an autograph or something, like I just can't stand your disgusting selves. But these are the people who got you to your position. Isn't that how it is? That's just how it is, even in politics. The people who vote these people in to represent them turn around and snub their nose at the people who voted them in. I dare you ever speak to me like that. I told you to shut up. Don't you sit down and don't say anymore. Who in the smack you think you talking to, man? We got you in there. If it wasn't for our tax dollars and our votes, you wouldn't be there, right? A lot of people beg to differ with that. You just got them people who just like to beg to differ. That's all they do. You could be making all the right sense in the world, but I beg to differ. And I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. You can beg to differ down to your last breath, man. That don't change the facts if it's right. I beg to differ. Those people really tickle me, man. I laugh at them. I used to get mad, though. I used to get mad at people like that. And I realized they were cyber bullies. Why am I getting mad at a cyber bully, man? Say some negative and nasty things to people, man. Let me tell you a quick story about a bully. True story, though. There was a big black dude that worked in this establishment. And he was a little slow, but he was all about his work, though. He would come in at a certain time every day with his little lunch pail and a stupid little hat on his head. But he was faithful for a couple of years to get his job done. And he was a peaceful giant. Never bothered nobody. Laughed at simple things, little simple jokes. He laughed at it. Because he was a simple man, just making a simple dollar to live his simple life, minding his business. But then there was this little guy, an Indian fella that worked with him. A little more intelligent, of course, and wise, and a little snippy at the mouth, you know? Every day, that big dude, that slow guy would come in, this little Indian would pick on him every day for as long as he was working there. And picked on him every day. Laughed at him, said he stink, never takes showers, said he never brush his teeth, don't change his clothes. He just picked on this man. And the slow guy was like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Right? Till one morning, I don't know what triggered this incident, but everything was as usual. Big slow guy comes in with his little pail and his stupid little hat, put it away, and as soon as he put it away and come from behind the counter to go to work, he hears this little Indian guy, this smart mouthing him and picking on him. He took as much as he mentally could take and snapped. The big man, the big slow dude, snapped. And when he snapped, he didn't stop snapping until the threat that snapped him was no more. He beat that little Indian dude to death in front of the camera because his mind was already on a slow level. But when you snap that by bullying constantly, nagging every day, nagging every day, he got exactly what he asked for. It's too bad that he lost his life picking on people. And it's unfortunate that the big slow dude had to go to jail for murder. And this is why when you put somebody's back to the wall, everything else don't even matter no more. They fight for simple survival. Ukraine's back to the wall because the bully is pressing. The bully is pressing Ukraine right now. And Ukraine don't have no other choice but to dig in deep and be prepared to die. But guess what? They ain't dying by themselves. Can you admire that? Can you admire the man who is the bully rushing into your country and running you over because you're smaller than they are? Or do you admire the man who's fighting for his country that is smaller than the bully and ready to give his last breath? Which one do you respect? Which one do you honor? Which one would you rather be like? I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather be like the Ukrainians that's dug in and fight to my last breath. The bully. Fight the bully. You never know, because David defeated the giant with a slingshot and a rock. And everybody knew that that giant would rip him apart. But it didn't happen like that. God had it that it didn't happen like that. So David was that warrior that went against that giant. And Ukraine is the warrior going against the giant bully, Russia. Now, being that I threw that out there, right? That we all know NATO. We know what NATO is, right? And I got a little more understanding of what NATO is. It's the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO. NATO, right? And also it's called North Atlantic Alliance, NAA. Just a little known fact that I picked up after seeing what's going on, and I wanted to understand. They keep saying NATO. Now I understand better what NATO is. It's an alliance of countries, right? And its main purpose is to guarantee freedom and security, right, of its members through the political and military means. By political and military means, all right? NATO. Unfortunate Ukraine did not want to be a part of NATO. And that is one of the reasons why that they're not getting the help that they need so desperately right now. Now, I believe that there was a lot of circumstances that kept them away from doing it, right? But whatever the circumstances were at the time, Putin decided to jump on them now. I'm pretty sure Putin was planning to have Trump in there for a second term, so Trump can open the door and okay everything, and nobody will step in the way. He tried to actually get rid of this NATO alliance. Trump did. Tried to get rid of it. Or then when he realized he really couldn't get rid of it, he wanted to see if he can get Putin into the G7 thing. And nobody was having that, right? So NATO was founded April 1949, all right, in Washington, D.C. That's how it was formed, okay, founded here in America. Now, NATO, believe it or not, there's a lot of countries that is in the NATO alliance. A lot of them. Wow, I didn't know. Right? They got 30 countries, man, are aligned together on this. I could sit here and run all these names off. And it's not just covering this page, it's also 3 on the back page, right? 30 of them. That's a lot. That is a lot. Now, my thing is this. We have 30 countries in NATO, or that built up of NATO, standing together, right? Standing together for the purpose, for the main purpose of freedom, security, and through political and military means. They're all protecting each other, basically. That's what they're in this for. And Ukraine didn't make it in. But still, a lot of you saying, why is America even thinking about trying to mess around with NATO? Why are they trying to protect them? Because that bully that is running into NATO, Ukraine. I hope I said Ukraine before. I don't forget what I just said. But why is United States worried about Ukraine? Okay. Now, for whatever the reason is, it's one I could see that's pretty clear is that they're trying to prevent that bully from growing and spreading in this unjust way, in this devilish way that he's doing. Found some lame excuse to run in and kill people and take over the country. Right? He's doing it by bully tactics. And not just that, he threatened everybody in the NATO alliance that if anybody does anything to try to stop him from bum rushing Ukraine, that he will unleash something that they've never seen in history on them. All right. That's a bully. That's the way bullies talk. First, the bully wants to put fear into you. So you freeze. When he's doing his dirt, you freeze and you don't move. Because if you move, you fear that his words will rain down on you physically. First, he got you here. That's what bullies do. Mess with your head first. Then they take your heart, because your mind is telling your heart, don't do nothing. Because if you do, they're going to get you. Because you believe the bluff. And let's say he's going to try. That's the fear. That's where some of us get this fight or flight thing come from. That's where it comes from. The fear freezes you. So you run. But just imagine if you had nowhere to run. If you had nowhere to run, what other recourse do you have? When the bully is coming, because they said they was going to come. And they said they're going to do A, B, and C to you. So what you going to do? What are you going to do? Only recourse you have is to stand up, even though it may cost you your life. We have been bullied in this country for as far back as I can remember, since I was a little kid. We've been bullied in this country by one of the world's biggest bullies, and that's racist white people. We've been bullied in this country, black and brown, bullied in this country year after year after year, with their laws, with their people, with their regulations, with unfair housing, unfair policing, job discrimination, anything you think of. Just think of anything that makes this country function, that everybody's supposed to literally be having a piece of equally. We've been discriminated against with it. And that's the people running this country. And the only time they cozy up to black and brown people is at voting time. That's when they need us the most, it seems. Or if they want us to build some stuff for them, like a White House. You know what I mean? Yeah, build this White House right here for us. We'll pay you. Yeah. Maybe you won't get all your money. You did? But we'll act like we like you for a while. But then after it's all said and done, They start putting sanctions on you in every way they can to get away with it and make it law. Now, mind you, listen, I'm talking about racist white folks, okay? Racist white folks. And if you white and you listening to me and you're not racist, then I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about you. That's another thing a lot of people do is jump into business and be offended. And if it's not them, then shut up. Sit back and listen, or agree, or do something. Change the channel. I don't give a dag nabbit. You know what I mean? If I'm not talking about, if it's not you, then don't say nothing. Or you can say whatever you want. It's a free country, but be ready to get shot back at. Best believe. But I'm letting it be clear now. Don't try to change my narrative. I had a guy trying to change my narrative yesterday because I'm celebrating black and brown people. Tried to make me feel like I'm stupid to believe anything he even uttered on the thing that I am. It sounds racist to him. Why do you think it sounds racist to him? You know what? That remind me of people accuse other people of something that they themselves are, or the way that they themselves do. And they assume everybody else is that way as well. That's what he did yesterday with that comeback at me. It sounds racist to me, as if, you're excluding white people. Man, I'm black and I'm supporting black people. And to you, that's racist. No, that just showed your ignorance. It showed your stupidity. Your effort for trying to flip the narrative that didn't work. It never works with me. I'm not even going to tell you it was a good try because it was weak. And that's something that y'all been trying to do for a very long time. Try to get me on arguing with him and get off of the major point that I was making. I come right back to my point. You're not going to send me on a wild goose chase trying to look at some information. You telling me, oh, go do your homework, go do your research. I've already done research. You go do your research. I'm not going to be running like a gopher. And you're laughing at me like, watch when he comes back, I'm going to send him on another wild goose chase. It doesn't work with me. Sorry. You can try that weakness with somebody else. That's how I feel about it. He is a cyber bully. That's what a cyber bully would do. Be thrashing you, boy. Just talking all kind of bad crap about you. You know what I mean? Just to get you off your game, especially if you're making sense. And another thing, I want to give tribute also to the white people that I've been coming across lately, and they coming strong too. And they're saying, hey, white people, they're talking to white people. We didn't build this country. We had slaves build this country, but we took credit for it. And we're reaping all the benefits from it. And we're still denying the black and brown people who built this place. I'm like, woo! I'm like, wow, that's deep to hear a white man say that to a white man. That's deep. Where did it come from? You know where that came from? That came from our truth. That came from us not being quiet. That came from us fighting the bully back. That came from speaking the truth of facts. That is history. And there are some white people who woke up and grew up and realized, wow, that's for real. That's true. I can't keep listening to Uncle Billy Bob thrashing black and brown people when it ain't even like that. That to me hits me right here. That makes me feel like, woo, wow, really? Thank you, brother, my white brother. And for all of you who don't think that the white man is your brother, y'all can go kiss rocks. And a lot of people know how I feel about racist white people. But if they're not racist and they're willing to die for the same cause that I'm fighting for, that's my brother. Because there's some black folks ain't willing to stand in the same room and make a plan with me. Sit down at the table with me and fight against these bullies. They'd rather shoot and beat me up. So yeah, that white man who recognized his position, recognized he was lied to all this time, and then he stood up against the bullies himself, and he is the descendants of these bullies. Yeah, that's my brother. Yeah, just like that. And I don't give a dag nabbit. I'm a proud black man. And I fight for my brothers and sisters, regardless. And if I get a white dude like that coming my way and prove himself time after time after time, you daggone right he on my team. Why would I say no? Oh, because he's white. But if he's white and he's right, he's on my team. If he's white and he's wicked and racist, he can go kick rocks too. That's the way I see everything. Fair is fair. Equally across the board, baby. Fair is fair. Yeah. So, listen, you got to ask yourself, are you racist? Because I can hear some of these intelligent black people, these intelligent black scholars, and they talking about not one white man you could trust, not one. Even the one willing to die for your cause, not him either. Something ain't right there. Well, maybe now it sounds like somebody else might be racist because you're looking at his color more so than his actions. And if somebody is proven to me with their actions, they got my approval. You can talk, you can bluff, you can talk constantly, over and over. But it don't mean nothing if you don't back it up. It means nothing if you don't back it up. You can't tell me one thing, you telling me all this A, B, A, B, A, B, and you acting like a devil behind my back. You see? So it's the actions that I'm looking at, not the you running the mouth and bluffing you up to look like this great thing. It's your actions. And when white people come to me with action, putting the action in, willing to die for my cause or the human cause, that's my brother. You can disagree all you want. And I'm gonna tell you simple and plain. Go kick rocks. That's how I am. I've developed this over time. I didn't always start out this way, but I had to mature and realize every white face is not my enemy. There's a whole lot of them I can't trust though. There's a lot of them I can't trust. But then there's that few that I can really put trust in because their actions is proving it, not their talk. I'll listen to their talk and I'll put them to an action test. And if they can't pass that test with me, you just bluffing, you just running your mouth. You ain't no different. Maybe you an undercover. You gotta have things in place to check for your undercovers. And you got a whole bunch of undercover black people that will tell you black power, black, I'm blackity black, baby. You know what I mean? And stab you square in your back. Sell you out to the highest bidder. Yeah. That part. And all you brothers out there talking about this ain't your fight. The white man is fighting the white man and leaving me out of it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I said this yesterday as well, but I also heard intelligent people say these things. The two white people are fighting. I'm not getting in there fighting. Help no white person win over the other white guy. Y'all forgetting something though, right? When they fight, the two superpowers, when they fight, they're not gonna fight fair to each other because they know how to cheat real good. They going to the nuclear. Where do you think we gonna be when we up there crying about I ain't helping him, I ain't helping him, I'm just gonna step back and mind my black business. Your black business is tied up in this white country. Because when they shoot that nuke over here, you could be saying you ain't getting in the white man's war all you want. But when that nuke hit, you gonna die right alongside that white man, even though you ain't want to, and you ain't want to fight that fight. But we all gonna perish then. Everybody. Now you can sit up there and say that all you want. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And if I'm gonna pick up arms, I'm gonna pick up arms only for black folks. When I pick up arms to fight for our survival in this country, and if my white brother is showing me with his actions, that he's fighting the fight that I fight, then I'm fighting for him as well. Now take that and put it in your peace pipe. All you naysayers. Nah, man. Oh, bro, nah, you brainwashed, man. You boy, people know me. They know me. I ain't brainwashed. People who know me. I just matured, bro. I matured. And I'm fair. Fair sometimes mean you have to call a black cat, or a white cat, a white cat. You got to call it the way you see it, regardless on what color they come. That's what I've become. I call it the way I see it. Talk is cheap. You can give me all that black, blackity, black. But if you ain't backing that black up, you ain't no different from that racist white dude ready to stab me in my back soon as I turn around. Yeah. You might as well call yourself the bully's helper in that case. Recognize the bully and recognize the helpers of the bully. Yeah. And the worst kind of bully is the bully who looks just like you. That's the worst one. Ready to sell you out for some money, some dough. Like money gonna mean something when them nukes drop. Or right before it drop. That's the part you need to be ready to fight for. You know, with hopes of after it all settles, when the dust settles, that somebody will still be alive. Yeah. You think you'll look like you look after that? I don't think so. Make your peace now. Make your peace with God, baby. And you gonna run around and try to tell people ain't no God too? You gonna say that too? Right? There's a special place for you at the end. I could tell you that. A real special place for you. Because when you find out there is one, oh my gracious. Wouldn't want to be in your shoes, bruh. All right? Yeah. Recognize the bully. Understand how they think. You can see them from afar away. They ain't got to be bigger than you. They can be little short bullies, little bad little mofos, man. Them little suckers, trust me, they smart, you know? And they'll entrap you in any way they can. Take advantage of you of any way you let them. Recognize the bullies. And for all the young people, the only way you're going to get a bully off your back, you stand up to them. Even if you get beat down, fight them back. That's my message. Stand up to the bully. In Ukraine, power to you, Ukraine. Fight back. And if it ever happens here, all you brothers talking about you ain't going to pick up arms and help fight anything in this country because this country ain't been right to you. We all in the same boat when that nuke hit. Better keep reminding yourself of that one. And what answers or what rebuttal would you come with that? Because that's the end game right there. That's the end game. You can talk about how much you ain't gonna fight this fight. You ain't got nothing to do with this fight. But when them nukes drop, you didn't fight. What we're gonna do? Just sit there and have dinner until the nuke wave come and just wipe us all out. You know what I mean? Make peace with God. They come busting in your door, give them what you got. Ask God to forgive you for simply just defending your whatever existence you got left. How about that fact? How about that? Not your fight, huh? Not your fight. Okay. We caught in the middle. We always have been. If you anything connected to United States, born and raised, ancestors dragged here on a boat and enslaved, and we are the offsprings of them, we caught in the middle again. So you might as well go ahead and start making your prayers. And if you stop believing in God in the process, along from your birth to your last days on earth, okay, that's between you and God. Okay. You think the tarot cards are gonna help you then? What are tarot cards are telling you about what's gonna happen now with the war and everything? And if the nukes are coming, what are them cards gonna tell you? Is it gonna tell you where to go to be safe? Is that what the tarot cards are gonna tell you? What they gonna say? You don't shuffle them around and find out, right? Let me see what is it? Being it tells you the future. Future that. When the nuke's about to drop. Future that. Tell us that. Let's see what kind of what is the tarot cards going to tell you about the end days when that nuke drops? Well, continue not to believe in God and believe in the tarot cards and the stars and the moons and oh, here's the death card. Yeah, because we all gonna die. Stand up to the bully, even if you get your butt whooped. That's the point. Even if you wind up there, why do you think people go to war for this country? For whatever reason, I don't care what you come up in your head about the reason, but you're at war. You're fighting for survival at that point. Whoever they say is your enemy, whoever it is, if they come through your front door, automatically, that's your enemy. You need to protect your home, protect yourself. And I believe in prayer. That's right. I believe in praying to God. But also I believe that God has God warriors as well to fight particular battles. It don't matter what religion you believe in, there's been warriors of that, of that religion. It's the heart of the man. God knows who he chose to be warriors. And if you have that personality of a warrior, then, and you're fighting for a right cause, then you are a warrior. But who are you warring for? You're either you're gonna be a warrior for God, or you're gonna be a warrior for the devil. Which warrior are you choosing? And you can't sit on the fence and choose neither or. You got to choose one of the other. Because if you sit on the fence, you just saying, I don't care about either side. And more than likely, the evil side gonna knock you off anyway. Gonna bust you right upside your head, thinking you just gonna get a free pass up on that straddling the fence thing. Evil don't see it like that. All right, y'all, ran past my time again, but it's a good thing. You know what I mean? All right, listen. One more time before I leave. Jason Wright. I don't know if they're actually doing anything about him in here. No, that's way back in the day. But anyway, Jason Wright. He's the guy, the Black excellence that I'm doing the tribute today for Jason Wright. He's the first and the youngest black president of the NFL. Okay, so not NFL. The president of the Washington football team. Sorry, correction. All right, president of the Washington football team. Because we used to call it the Reds, but we don't do that anymore. So we just say Washington. Okay. So congratulations to him once again. Thank you for your work. And everybody else out there, you know why I said all this, right? Y'all know why. Because I'm a grown damn man. That's why. I like saying that now. And on that note, y'all, listen. Tell somebody you love them today. Tell somebody, somewhere, that you love them. And not just that. Treat people like you want to be treated, and it'll come back around because it has for me. On that note, y'all, enjoy your Sunday. God bless each and every one of you. I love y'all. I love you. I love all my family. I love my lovers and my haters. I ain't gonna say I love my haters that much. I just tolerate them. I'm trying to love my haters though. You know what I mean? But anyway, on that note, y'all, I'm out. And just do something good for somebody, okay? Peace.